Hello and welcome to our webinar, How Busy Faith-Based Professionals Can Easily Grow Their Marriage Without Leaving Their Home and Build the Life of Their Dreams in Only 30 Minutes per Week. If that's you, then let's get started. This webinar is for crazy busy faith-based professionals with a strong desire to grow their marriage and are ready to build the life of their dreams. You're busy at work, you're busy with family, you're building a career, you're launching a business, but you know you need to grow your marriage. How do you do that in a practical way? How do you do that in an easy way? How do you do that so that your relationship can thrive not only today, not only tomorrow, but for many years ahead? Well, in this webinar, we're going to talk through some things, we're going to teach you some things, and then at the end, we're going to give you an opportunity to take a next step and do something that's been proven over time to really strengthen your relationship. So welcome. Sit back, relax, and take plenty of notes. Let's look at a couple things here on the right-hand side. First of all, reflect on where your marriage could be. What was the original dream for your marriage? What did you and your spouse envision for the future? Reflect on your recurring challenges. What problems or disagreements do you encounter regularly? Consider a different approach. We want to help you practice proven principles for building a stronger and healthier marriage. Grow your marriage intentionally. Having a good plan to help your marriage thrive is a first step. Working through this plan is worth your investment of time, energy, and resources. So here's our webinar agenda, and our goal is to help you build a stronger marriage even in this short webinar. First of all, relational challenges. What are some of the major frustrations, hurts, and difficulties faced by married couples today? Negative implications. When these challenges continue, who are the people most affected by these problems? Number 3, how do we help specifically? How can our online courses and marriage coaching help your marriage thrive? Number 4, stories of relational strength and health. What benefits have other couples experienced after starting? What can you and your spouse expect to learn? And finally, number 5, one proven plan to start. How can you start building your marriage today in only 30 minutes per week in a way that aligns with your busy schedules? Here's the big problem. Most married couples are too busy to work on growing their relationship. Can you relate? Most couples are there today, even right now. They want to grow their marriage, their relationship, but honestly, they don't know how. They don't think they have enough time to do it, but in reality, they do. Can you or your spouse relate? We're too busy to work on growing our marriage. Silence has increased. We don't talk very much anymore. When we speak, we consistently argue about the same things. Love, respect, and laughter have left our relationship. Forgiving one another has been a recurring issue. We struggle in our sex life. Our passion for one another is gone. Our marriage does not have a clear purpose or direction. It's not that our marriage is bad, it's just not great. Can you relate to one or more of these things? There are 3 C's to start building your marriage, and this is something that we firmly believe in. Number 1, a commitment. A commitment to who? Well, a commitment to God, to follow what He says in the scriptures. Whether you're a faith-based professional or not, there's a proven plan in the Bible for your marriage to grow and thrive. It doesn't mean everything's going to be easy, but a commitment to God and a commitment to following His word is going to get you there. Number 2, a commitment to your spouse. You're married, you're together, there is no plan B, there's only a plan A to work it out until death separates you. And second, you need a coach. That's where I come in. You need someone who's experienced, someone to guide you along the way, and I'll tell you a little bit more about myself in a little while. But the idea is you need someone to challenge your thinking and challenge your approach and give you some different perspectives to consider. And finally, a course of action. You need a proven course that can help stimulate new ideas, stimulate new approaches, and stimulate new patterns of behavior in your relationship. Why does your relationship need a coach? It's very simple. All of us have blind spots. Experienced coaches remove blind spots to help us get better. Why do high-performing athletes who sometimes make $500,000 a game or in a week. Why do they hire experienced coaches? It's very simple, because they know they have blind spots. And even though they're excellent, they want to maintain that high level of performance, and they know they can always get better. Who do we serve? We serve primarily faith based married couples, but we also serve crazy busy married couples who are not faith based. We serve engaged couples, married couples without children, married couples with children, couples seeking to rebuild trust, and couples who find themselves in transition. There are 7 problems every couple inevitably faces. And we're going to go through these one by one, but let's review them quickly. Number 1, you learn that your partner can't really be your everything. Number 2, your phone will come between you and your partner. Number 3, the sex isn't always going to be hot. Number 4, you're not going to meet all your hashtag relationship goals. Number 5, your partner won't let go of their bad habits. Number 6, money will come between you and your spouse. Number 7, monogamy will prove to be a challenge. Can you relate? When he yells, I remain silent. I don't know what to say anymore. Or how about, she never puts me first. She loves her family more than she loves me. Or he never puts me first. He loves his family more than he loves me. Number 1, you learn your partner can't really be your everything. And the following 7 points really come from the Huffington Post. They posted an article called 7 Problems Every Couple Inevitably Faces. And this is the first one. We expect too much from our spouse. It is impossible for our spouse to meet all our demands. We add unhealthy pressure to our spouse, creating enormous stress. Now, I'm not saying you don't have high expectations, but sometimes those expectations are simply not realistic. You should already know how I feel about this. Well, sometimes they should and sometimes they can't. Why can't you ever be there on time? These are some of the challenges couples face every single day. Number 2, your phone will come between you and your partner. Your phone can easily become a constant distraction and interruption in your marriage. Your phone will disconnect your relationship. Your phone can become a big temptation. Think about it for a minute. In the past, if we wanted to answer the phone, we had to get up from our chair, go to the wall somewhere in our kitchen or in our bedroom, pick up the phone and stay there. But now the phone is attached to our hip, literally, and it goes with us, even when we're having dinner at night. That can become an issue, and that is an issue in many marriages today. I have to respond to this text right now. I must take this call. Can you relate to that? Number 3, the sex isn't always going to be hot. No couple is immune to sexual frustrations and problems. Real intimacy is much more than sex. Our souls crave intimacy, as one author said. And relational intimacy is the catalyst for physical intimacy. And this is what we find in a marriage. Relational intimacy is lacking. And if that's lacking, it's going to directly affect your physical intimacy. Can you relate? I don't feel like we're connecting. I'm too tired. We need to have more sex. Well, many couples can relate to at least one, if not all, of these statements. Number 4, you're not going to meet all your hashtag relationship goals. Couples often have unrealistic expectations of one another. We often overlook the primary love language of our spouse. In his classic book, The 5 Love Languages, Dr. Gary Chapman, he does an excellent job in this book of helping us understand these 5 areas that help our love last. These are the languages that we speak, the things that we need, and we have to pay attention to in our relationship. Here they are: words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, physical touch. I highly recommend that you order this book and read it with your spouse. What is their primary love language? For me, it's very simple. It's physical touch and it's quality time. For my spouse, it's very simple. It's receiving gifts and acts of service. We need to plan more date nights. That's a clue. I feel loved when you cook for me. That's another one. I love it when you hold my hand. Ah, there you go. So these are the things that help you discover what are the love language or the love languages of your spouse. They often have more than one. Number 5, your partner won't let go of their bad habits. Couples often argue over the same behavioral issues. Although most bad habits are not fatal, they frustrate us deeply. Desperation sets in when we cannot fix their bad habits. And the reality is this: sometimes these bad habits continue, and in a relationship, you have to work through them. For an example, you never pick up after yourself. You always complain about my mom. You watch the game and ignore me. Can you relate to any of those? Number 6, money will come between you and your spouse. Couples often have different philosophies about finances. Couples often argue over money more than anything else, and studies show that this is one of the leading causes of divorce. It's money. Financial disagreements are the leading cause of divorce. And notice what happens in great marriages here on the right-hand side. When you're talking about finances, when you're talking about money, when this is a regular part of your conversation, listen, you're going to have a better marriage. You're going to have a more productive conversation when it comes to money. You're constantly spending too much. We don't need to buy that right now. We don't need to save more money. Can you relate to any of those? These are some of the constant battles in marriage today. And last but not least, number 7, monogamy will prove to be a challenge. The grass is certainly not greener on the other side. Emotional affairs will lead us to physical affairs. Couples must establish clear guardrails to protect their relationship. And we walk through some of these things in the course, and the fact that you're performing this activity together of online study and coaching, and you're reading different articles and things to help your marriage, that helps you really protect yourself against emotional affairs, which we all know lead to physical affairs. And it's true, the grass is not greener on the other side, but you have to be proactive in your marriage to stay pure and committed to one another. If you find yourself saying regarding someone else who's not your spouse, we laugh, text, and talk often, they really understand how I feel. They always praise my hard work. Be careful, because this is often how things begin. This is often how things move in the wrong direction. So let's take a look at some negative implications in marriage when you do nothing at all. And that's certainly a choice. You can choose to simply allow your marriage to continue drifting as it is, and you find yourself in this predicament. We have no meaningful conversations. There are broken dreams. Stress, depression, and anxiety are present. Broken families, increased temptations, and harmful habits develop. Unfulfilled relationships. There's separation, maybe even a divorce. Isolation and deep pain, anger, shouting, and violence. There's no laughter. There's no trust. There's no strength. There's no hope. Can you relate to any of those things? What about your children? What are the negative implications on their lives today and in the future if you and your spouse do nothing about growing your marriage and building the life of your dreams? Well, here it is. Increased health risks, emotional stress, depression and anxiety, poor academic performance, increased risk of behavioral problems, increased risk of teen pregnancy. They believe separation and divorce is their fault. They blame themselves. Increased risk of incarceration, increased risk of mental health problems, increased risk of drug and alcohol use, resentment toward one or both parents. And to make matters even worse, at least here in Florida where I live, divorce in Florida, how much does it cost? How long does it take? $13,500 is the average, and 15 months is the average time. If you have children, $15,500, again, 15 months. If you have alimony disputes along with your divorce, $17,700, $9,700. So it's wise to invest in your marriage. It really is. 13,500 without kids, 15,500 with kids, 17,700 with alimony, and 15 months. That's a long time to be in a broken relationship and experience the heartache, the pain, and the devastation. So it's wise to do something about investing in your marriage. How do we help? How do we help you learn new skills? So if you decide we're going to move forward and start this course and start this coaching program with you, and well, how exactly are you going to learn some new skills? Here we go. You develop a plan and a path to intentionally grow your marriage. Number two, you leverage resources to invest in your relationship, tools, good tools. You learn proven principles for relational success. And number four, you start practicing good habits for your marriage to thrive. In this course, you will learn proven principles used by many couples to build a stronger and healthier marriage. So let's share a few stories of relational strength and health. Number one, Jason and Cindy. Relational challenges. Family relationships were causing big problems. Cindy followed her family rather than her husband. Jason struggled to communicate sexual problems, but then they started applying the principles. They made decisions together to prioritize their relationship, worked together to create healthy boundaries with family members, talked through sexual problems, and increased communication. The benefits? There were many, but here's just three. Family relationships are at a much better place today. Cindy has learned how to follow the lead of her husband, and the husband has learned how to submit to his wife mutually. Jason now talks more openly with Cindy about his sexual problems. What about Leo and Patricia? Some of their challenges, they both spoke in destructive ways. They had unrealistic expectations for one another. Mistrust had greatly increased over the years, but then they started applying the principles. Love and respect principles were learned and practiced. They both practiced to one another's. Both agreed to hit the reset button and forgive one another for what they had done to each other. Relational benefits. The conversations in their home changed from highly destructive to more understanding and encouraging. Both experienced grace, mercy, and forgiveness. And what about Nelson and Jennifer? They had their share of relational challenges. They both leveraged divorce, that word, to control and manipulate one another. Both were highly critical of one another's behavior. Nelson didn't feel included in family decisions, and then they started applying the principles. Both worked on removing all threats and destructive talk. They both practiced praising the strengths of their spouse. Both started taking steps to build relational intimacy. And what were the benefits? They built relational intimacy, relational unity. They stopped using divorce in their conversations. Both identified and stopped destructive talk faster in their marriage. Started creating an environment of encouragement and trust. Both stopped being divisive over family relationships. In this course, I'm going to teach you the principles my wife and I have applied to build our 30-plus year marriage. And what about us? Well, that's me, and that's my lovely wife. Relational challenges. We struggled to communicate well. We really did. I made key decisions without consulting my wife, Yami, and that was a big mistake. Our past negatively affected our intimacy. We had regular disagreements about saving and spending. And then we started applying the principles. We talked daily for at least 20 minutes in person about what had taken place and how that impacted you, etc. We both applied grace when working through problems and challenges in our marriage. We made key decisions together. That was a big one. Saturdays became our financial planning and review day. We sat together, did our finances together for the week, for the bills that were coming up, and that made a world of difference. Relational benefits. There are many. Deeper trust and understanding of one another, genuine forgiveness, healing and restoration, more meaningful conversations, and relational intimacy. We developed healthier financial practices. So this is great. And this is my story. Here's my family. So on the top left, my son and I, we were in Kenya. I was speaking at a conference and we were able to spend time with friends. Bottom left, we were in Connecticut when my son lived there. There's myself, my wife, my daughter Savannah, my son Luke, and his wife Crystal on the far left. Yami and I are there in the center. On the top right, that was a picture of Fort Myers Beach. Bottom right, we were at Disney in Animal Kingdom. And I have to say, I'm so thankful to God for the family He's given me. And one of the reasons why we've been able to celebrate life and enjoy the life of our dreams is because we've been able to apply biblical principles in our marriage. And it has not only changed our marriage, but it changed our family. So, briefly, here's a little bit about me, some experience, training, and resources. I've trained over 1,000 couples and individuals in marriage training and different types of conferences, 50 conferences, webinars, workshops, and retreats, serving as a speaker and trainer. My wife and I, we've been married over 30 years. I have 25 books and training guides that I've written and published, and I've trained in over 7 countries as of today. What choice will you make? It really comes down to you and your spouse. You can do nothing about your marriage. You can hope that things change and get better on their own. You can settle for an ordinary marriage, or you can start developing new marriage skills in only 30 minutes per week. I believe the wise choice is this. Number 4, start developing new marriage skills in only 30 minutes per week. You can do this. You can separate time on your calendar and so can your spouse for 30 minutes to invest in your relationship. This helped me see the small details that are of great importance but get overlooked because of daily routine, said Jessica and Brian. So there are 4 commitments to start building. Number 1, commit to intentionally grow your marriage. Number 2, commit to invest time, energy, and finances. Number 3, commit to start a good training plan. Number 4, commit to make changes for your marriage to thrive. You can't stay the same and grow your marriage. You have to make changes. You have to make adjustments, but you need what? You need a commitment, you need a coach, and you need a course of action. Here's a question we often get. Why start an online course with marriage coaching? So this is a hybrid approach. It's not typical, but this is something that we uniquely offer. First of all, our online marriage courses are easy to start, easy to track, and easy to finish. You can watch from anywhere at any time and at your pace as long as you have an internet connection. You can get honest, and you will get honest and practical feedback from an experienced coach. Number 4, gain new perspectives and learn new skills to grow your relationship. That's really what it's all about. How can you get better faster? Why wait another 5 years for your marriage to get better? Why not get better faster now? It helped me voice my appreciation to my husband in a way that he will understand, said Shirley and Frank. Are you and your spouse ready to start building new marriage skills without disrupting your schedule in only 30 minutes per week? This course will help you value your wife and family and reprioritize your life to invest in people, not in things, said Johan and Kelly. Coaching really challenged us to think about God's plan and design above our own plan or selfish behavior. It challenged us to think in terms of the need of our spouse, not only your own needs. We were challenged to start with one another's needs and maintain the perspective to trust God to fulfill your needs. Marriage coaching taught us to think in terms of God's plan and design for our relationship, not our own limited view, said Luis and Paula. It helped me understand how important it is to forgive after you have been badly hurt. This course can help couples stay together and work through their problems. Why should we start today? And that's a great question. Our family deserves our best. Your family deserves your best. Doing nothing has not helped us at all. Investing in our marriage is a much better investment than booking another vacation. Now is the best time to start. Building a stronger marriage is a priority for us, is it? I hope it is. We can make the time to finish this course. Listen, you can do this. 30 minutes per week. The future stability and success of our children is directly affected by the health of our marriage. Divorce is painfully long and expensive. Once again, there are 3 C's to start building your marriage. You need a commitment, you need a coach, and you need a course of action. There are only 2 easy steps to get started. This is what you do. Number 1, you complete the marriage coaching application. At the end of the webinar, you're going to be automatically redirected to the marriage coaching application page. Secondly, once you complete the application, you're going to be directed to a Calendly link so you can go ahead and schedule your call. You complete the application, click on the send button, and that'll take you to the landing page for you to book your free consultation with me. And I'll be happy to serve you and your spouse and answer any questions that you have on the call. This can help couples acknowledge what is the root cause of unhealthy circumstances and behaviors in their home and create a system that works for their family, said Millie and Tony. In this course, you will learn proven principles used by many couples to build a stronger and healthier marriage. You certainly will learn those things. The greatest benefit of this course was learning about personal adjustments that I can make to improve the quality of my relationship, said Edwin and Francine. And here's the bottom line. You can make excuses or you can start building your marriage, but you can't do both. You really can't. You can say, well, we're going to delay, we'll wait, it's not the right time. Or you can decide today, let's start building our marriage. Let's take a step forward. We haven't done this before. This is new, but this can help our marriage. So let's do whatever we have to do. So take the first step now. Go to imaginecoachingacademy.com, click on Hire a Coach, Marriage Coaching Application, and complete the application, or you can just follow the URL there, imaginecoachingacademy.com/marriage-coaching-application/. Complete the marriage coaching application. And as I said before, at the end of the webinar, you'll be automatically redirected to the marriage coaching application webpage. So don't panic. There's no need to fear. We're here to serve you, and you'll be automatically redirected. But just in case something happens or there's a glitch along the way, you can look at the URL, go to the webpage, and easily find where the marriage coaching application is. It's been a pleasure, and I'm so excited for what's ahead for you and for your spouse. I know your marriage can get better, and it can get better faster. So take the first step now and start building your marriage in only 30 minutes per week.